Good morning, all.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Good morning. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Today we'll start with LPP, Linear Programming Problem, which is subtopic of chapter number 2. LPP we have already discussed, but then what it is and how to solve LPP problems, we'll see. Before I start, my request would be, we have already forwarded you the question papers. Please take out the printouts of those question papers so that it becomes very easy for us to directly solve those question paper problems. I will ask you to open the year, paper year and question number. So I need not dictate that question again. So from tomorrow onwards, I request you all to take out the printout. I hope you can get that. Right now, I have forwarded you 2 questions of LPP on your WhatsApp, as well as it is displayed on the screen also. Can you see those 2 questions? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you see the?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes. What LPP is, linear programming problem, means whenever we face any problem, we try to make those problems, or we try to make equations of those problems. Once we make the equations, we try and solve those equations and get the answer. This is a bit confusing method, but then mostly it is used in industries. Now, if you can see the first question, I'll just read out. Mohan Meckens Breweries Limited has 2 bottling plants, one located at Solan and other at Mohan Nagar. Each plant produces 3 drinks, whiskey, beer and fruit juices, named A, B, C respectively. The number of bottles produced per day are as follows. Whiskey A, Solan plant is given and Mohan Nagar plant is given. Then beer B, again for 2 plants the capacity is given. Fruit juices C, 2000 and 5000. A market survey indicates that during the month of April, there will be a demand of 20,000 bottles of whiskey, 40,000 bottles of beer and 44,000 bottles of fruit juice. There will be a demand. The operating cost per day for the plant at Solan and Mohan Nagar are 600 and 400 monetary units. Monetary units means this is in rupees. For how many days each plant be run in April so as to minimize the production cost while still meeting the market demand? Formulate the model and provide the graphical solution. So this problem is dual problem. They have asked you to formulate and solve that formulation by graphical method. Let us start solving this. Just open your notebook and take the pen. Now, if you can see, in a single plant, in 2 different plants, 3 different beverages are made. Whiskey A, beer B and fruit juices C. So A, B, C types are being made. Number of bottles given to us, that is 1500 for whiskey, 3000, 1000 for beer and fruit juices, 2000 and 5000. This is capacity given to us. Demand is also given to us. Demand is 20,000 bottles, 40,000 bottles and 44,000 bottles respectively. And cost factor is given. For Solan plant it is 600 and 400 for Mohan Nagar plant. So what we can do is, we will first nomenclature it. Start writing. Let x1 be number of days in a month for which plant Solan is run. Number of days in a month. X1 is number of days for Solan plant. And X2 will be Mohan Nagar plant number of days. The table is in front of you. Very first thing we need to do is, we need to write objective function. The first thing in any LPP problem is to write objective function. Objective functions are always denoted by capital Z. Capital Z. And if you can see, they have given you operating cost per day for both the plants. So operating cost for Solan plant is 600 and number of days plus 400 for Mohan Nagar and number of days. So this becomes your objective function, and at the end, a line is written April so as to minimize the production cost. So what we need to do to minimize this objective function, So basic problem is in front of us. The constraints we need to write now, but try and understand. 600 is the cost per day, 400 is the cost per day, and X1 is number of days for Solan, and X2 is number of days for Mohan Nagar plant. Yes, now we'll start writing the constraints. Like whatever problems we have or whatever resources we have, we need to put it in terms of equation. So for whiskey A, Solan it is 1500 and Mohan Nagar it is 1500. So for A, that is whiskey, 1500 X1 plus 1500 X2, and the constraint is 20,000 bottles should be made per day. I'm sorry, the total demand is 20,000 bottles for April. So how you write this? 1500, this is production per day, 1500 production per day, Solan plant, Mohan Nagar plant, and 20,000 bottle is the total production which we need to take out in the month of April. But then what is this? What is this? See, whatever production we are taking out from both the plants, it should be always equals to greater than or equals to 20,000. This becomes our constraint. This becomes our constraint for whiskey bottles. My question to you is, why this is not less than or equals to? Why we have placed it as greater than equals to? Anybody?
Sir, because the demand given is 20,000 bottles, no?
Yes, yes. So, demand is 20,000. So, whatever we are going to produce, it should be at least 20,000. That means equal, or it should be greater than 20,000, right? Adding to few rejections also. So, that's why we have written greater than and equals to. How about the second equation? Can you help me? Second equation, BRB, Solan plant it is 3000 and Mohan Nagar plant it is 1000. So how you will write it? 3000 x1 plus 1000 x2 and the demand given is
40,000.
40,000. Yes. So what will be the symbol here? What will be the symbol?
Greater than equal to.
Yes. Again, it will be greater than equals to 40,000 bottles. Demand for beer. The constraint is demand for beer. This is demand for whiskey. What will be the last equation? For fruit juices, 2000 and 5000. 2000 x1 plus 5000 x2. Again, this will be greater than equals to why? Because constraint given is 44,000. So minimum we need to produce 44,000 bottles. I hope you have understood the question. There are two plants. We are producing three different beverages in those two plants, and the constraint given for per day is with us. This for both the plants, and in the month of April they are saying you need to produce at least 20,000 bottles, at least 40,000 bottles, and at least 44,000 bottles of all three respectively. So these three equations we get from the given problem. Now one more equation has to be there, that is x1 and x2 is always greater than equals to 0. This is called as non-negativity constraint. Why this is essential? Why this is essential? What is your x1? What is your x1? Why we have written non-negativity constraint? Anybody? See, x1 is your number of days, x2 is also your number of days for Solan plant and for Mohan Nagar plant. Can these number of days be negative? Can this number of days be negative?
No, sir.
No, it cannot be. Others are there? Other students are there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
So try and understand. In this particular problem, this is number of days, right? But in other problems, this may be chair, this may be table. In other problems, the product will differ. But then, have you ever seen we are producing negative products? Negative means negative chairs, negative tables, minus 20 chairs. What do you mean by minus 20 chairs? This cannot be possible, right? That's why we always consider these constraints in all the formulations. In all the formulations. So first step of LPP is formulation, and then to solve this formulation by graphical method and simplex method, and get the solution, optimum solution. In our syllabus, simplex method is not considered, right? So we need to understand only solution by graphical method, which we will do today. For the same problem, we will draw a graph and we will see what is the solution. It means how many number of days Solan plant should run and how many number of days Mohan Nagar plant should run. You all are with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Now, look at those equations. We got 1, 2, and 3 equations. We have written the constraints also. Here it will be demand for juice. We have written 3 constraints. Now, the figures are in thousands. The figures are in thousands. Can we reduce this equation? Can we reduce this equation?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what will be the equation? This will be 3x1 plus 3x2 is greater than or equals to 40. I've reduced this equation. See, 2 zeros cut, 2 zeros cut, these 2 zeros cut. I left with 200, I left with 15 and 15. So 5 3s are 15, 5 3s are 15, and 5 4s are 20 and 1 0. That becomes 40. How about this? Again, I'll cancel 2 zeros. I left with 30, 10, 40. So this will become 1, 10 1s are 10, 10 3s are 30, and 10 4s are 40 and 0. So this second equation, I'm so sorry. Second equation will be 3x1 plus x2 greater than or equals to again 40. Now, how about this? Yes, help me. What will be the third equation if we reduce it?
Nx1.
How?
If we divide by 2, sir.
Okay. If we divide it by 2, the third equation will be 2x1 plus 5x2 greater than or equals to 44. See, there are 3 zeros. Already we have cut 2. So can we cut one more from all the 3? We left with 2, 5 and 44. So this is our equation. We need to solve this equation by graph. We have completed the first part.
What number we divided the third equation?
Pardon?
By what number we divided the third equation?
We have not
We
divided
just,
any number.
Okay.
We have cancelled. So there are 3 zeros, there are 3 zeros, there are 3 zeros.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah. Now, please try and understand, formulation part is over. In case they ask you in the final exam, formulate the LPP, then only this much you have to do. And you may get 10 marks for this. Only this much. But then you need to define the variables properly, write the objective function. The objective function, once again I tell you, objective function is z is equal to 600 x1 plus 400 x2 to minimize. So we have to minimize this objective function. Please remember this. I'm rubbing it because I want more space to draw the graph. Now what we will do, we'll try and draw the graph. Yes. Before we start with the graph, we need to start with one more step, and that is to solve this equation. How to solve this equation? We want variables here, x1 and x2 variables. x1 and x2 variables. See, if I take x1 as 0 in first case, what will be x2? Three x2 greater than equals to 40, right? Fine. Start writing. Step number 1 for graphical method. Step number 1. Convert all the inequalities into equalities. Convert all the inequalities into equalities. What I mean by inequalities means this greater than equals to sign will be replaced by equals to sign in all the cases. This is first step of graphical method. Step 2, put x1 as 0 and get the value of x2. So if I put x1 as 0, my x2 will be 40 upon 3. Yes. Anybody? Can you give me this figure? 40 divided by 3. It will be in decimal.
13.33.
13.33. Okay. 13.33. So your x2 will be 13.33. In next case, put x2 as 0. Put x2 as 0. So if I put x2 as 0, it will be 3x1 is equals to 40. x1 is equals to 40 divided by 3, that is 13.33. So this is 13.33. Next, for second equation, if I take x1 as 0, x2 is 40. Clear? x1 as 0, x2 is directly equals to 40. But if I take x2 as 0, my x1, 3x1 is equals to 40. So x1 is equals to 40 divided by 3, that is 13.33. So if I take x2 as 0, x1 is 13.33. Give me x1 and x2 for third equation. Give me x1 and x2 for third equation.
8.8.
If x1 is 0, x2 will be 44 divided by 5. So how much? 44 divided by 10.8. 10.8.
8.8. 8.8.
And if we take x2 as 0, so your 2x1 is equals to 44. x1 is equals to 44 upon 2. So this will be 22. Is this clear? Is this clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now what we have done, first step, we have converted all the inequalities into equalities. We have got the coordinates to draw the graph, and now we will draw the graph. Once we draw the graph, then we will see how to get the answer. While drawing the graph, first check highest figure in x1. For x1, the highest figure is 22, and for x2, highest figure is 40. Why we are considering this highest figure? Just to adjust the scale. If we start from 0, this is my x1, this is my x2 coordinate. x1 highest is 22. So can I go for 5? This is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And for x2, it is 40. So again, we'll consider as 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. See, you need to write scale. x1, 1 unit is equals to, for x1, 1 unit is equals to 5 centimeters. Whereas for x2, again, 1 unit is equals to 5 centimeters. Or you may write 1 centimeter is equals to 5 unit, 1 centimeter is equals to 5 unit. Both way we can write. Shall we start now? See what we have done. We have taken the maximum of x1 coordinate and maximum of x2. Maximum of x1 is 22, x2 is 40. So 22 means we require at least 30, 25, 30 on the scale. Whereas 40 means we require 45. So we have taken 5, 5. The bigger the graph, we will get accurate solution. Now, I'll proceed for the first equation. For the first equation, where x1 is 0, x2 is 13.33. My x1 is 0, x2 is 13.33. I'm taking approximate point. This is 13.33. Next, for x2 0, x1 is 13.33. My x2 is 0, so 13.33. This is my first equation. So what I will do is I'll draw a line touching both the points and I'll number it as 1. I'll number it as 1. 1 why? Because this is from first equation. Let us go to second equation. x1 is 0, x2 is how much? 40. My x1 is 0, x2 is 40. My x2 is 0, x1 is 13.33. x2 is 0, x1 is 13.33. Again, join these 2 points. It should be a straight line. This is line number 2. For third equation, x1 is 0, x2 is 8.8. x1 is 0, x2 is 8.8. Next, x2 is 0, x1 is 22. x2 is 0, x1 is 22. Now we need to join these 2 lines. This is third line. So we got 3 lines out of 3 equations. We got 3 lines out of 3 equations. Your question should be, what about the fourth equation? Where x1 and x2 should always be greater than 0, non-negativity constraint. This indicates whatever answers we will get, we will consider only positive side of it. That is, x1 is positive here, x2 is positive here, x2 becomes negative here, this is -1, and x1 becomes negative here, this is -1. So we will not consider any point this side. We will not consider any point this side for our final answer. Is it okay? Please respond. We need to rejoin. Please rejoin. Please rejoin.
Okay, sir.